All right, Mavs fans, let's hello real quick. All right, so the Dallas Mavericks, man, it's been a lot of reports that's been coming out over the past couple of weeks about, kind of really just blowing this thing up, man. We feel that the Anthony Davis acquisition has been the best return on the investment. However, when we see Anthony Davis play, he still looks like one of the best, if not the best, if having a full season of being healthy best power forward in the league, man. And I couldn't disagree with that at all, man. I definitely still think Anthony Davis is a great player. I just think the best ability is availability, right? And I don't think moving off of Anthony Davis so soon is a solution. I do think moving on from Luka Doncic was the best thing. I think we could have traded maybe a Kyrie for AD instead of a Luka for AD, but that's neither here nor there. Let's move on with. So yeah, I think the number one thing that we can possibly take from this, if we were to move on from AD in the future, is obviously draft capital. You know what I'm saying? A team would like to have to sacrifice some draft capital, maybe some comparable role players and things like that, because I don't think you're gonna be able to get a superstar swap sending AD off or anybody off on this team. We don't really have those kinds of players because most of our star players are kind of pretty much entering the later stages of their career, right? A Kyrie Irving, a Anthony Davis, you know what I mean? Even some of our role players like Klay Thompson, right? But I do think we did get something good out of this trade. I think Max Christie has definitely been a good, solid piece to this basketball team due to him kind of being a somewhat of a combo guard who can play defense and also be able to contribute offensively. I didn't like the Caleb Martin. Yeah, I didn't really understand too much of the Caleb Martin acquisition, sending off Quentin Grimes. I guess we didn't want to pay Quentin Grimes, and a lot of other teams did not as well. But look, man, Quentin Grimes was definitely a really solid, similar like a Max Christie, a combo guard, man, somebody who can play both ends of the floor and contribute in that way. But now, man, we're in the Cooper Flag era, man. I think the primary goal is to just pretty much just build around Cooper Flag because you're not gonna build around your Asian superstars on the team. You're not gonna build around Kyrie. You're not gonna build around Anthony Davis because there's no necessary longevity in that, right? This plan was supposed to somewhat um be a 1 to 2 year plan, 1.5 year plan, if you ask me. Um, and it just hasn't necessarily panned out because not only Anthony Davis or Kyrie Irving, the entire roster. Right, guys. So ever since dating back to last year, since we acquired Anthony Davis, the entire roster has been struggling with injuries. Obviously, AD came back way too soon from that abdominal strain injury that he had last year with the Lakers. Playing against that Rockets game, it was very exciting to see Anthony Davis out there and seeing potentially what this team could be if we're all, you know what I'm saying, available. But unfortunately, he went down with another injury, man, and it was just pretty much a domino effect from there. Uh, yeah, I mean, if we do decide one day to kind of pretty much, ship off players for for more assets and draft capital and other players, we just have to have the mindset that we're not gonna be a good team or a highly competitive team or a contender um until maybe 2 or 3 years down the line. You know what I'm saying? Because we have a lot of young players who just need to grow and develop. Right? That's just where we are at right now. I didn't necessarily like that Anthony Davis came into training camp out of shape. I think that had a lot to do with the Achilles, soreness in the Achilles, man. Definitely put a lot of more weight on your lower body muscles and things like that. So that had a lot to contribute with that. And then it just looks hypocritical saying that you want to build your team off of hard work, grit, and things like that, but let's be honest, man. Anthony Davis is great, but we never know Anthony Davis to have this superior work ethic, right? We remember the video that got leaked out 2 to 3 years ago. I did a video about it about Anthony Davis saying, "Oh, I haven't touched a basketball in I don't know how long." You know what I'm saying? Like 4 months or whatever he said. So it's like, okay, what I mean, you traded Luca because you thought he was lazy, but is Anthony Davis anywhere above Luca when it comes to working hard? That's all I'm saying. Like, just don't be hypocritical about it, right? But hey guys, let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Nothing more, nothing less. We are in the Cooper Flag era of the Dallas Mavericks. Jason Kidd got his extension as the head coach this past off season. We'll see how this kind of pretty much turns out. I think Ryan Nimhard is somebody who could potentially be a good, serviceable point guard in this league, man. Obviously Cooper Flag is definitely going to develop into something great, and we just got to keep continue to build, man. Although Derek Lively is going to be out for the season with that right foot injury, man, I don't know what we're gonna do, man. We're just gonna keep Daniel Gafford with us. In the meantime, the White Powell is obviously gonna be here because he's just been here for so long, and now he's gonna definitely get a lot more of those minutes. Um, but yeah, man, we're just gonna pretty much play this thing out and kind of pretty much just hope for the best. In the second half of the season, post All Star break, and see how things pretty much go. But we have to be content with. We won't be competitive for the next few years.